when you will click is what direction you want it to go. So like if I click up, it will start at the bottom and scroll on up, like ending credits. Hey there everybody, and welcome back to the Digital Power Workshop. It is I, that font that is so small that you need a magnifying glass to read, Techno Meow Tinkerer. And today we're going to cover how to add text into Olive Video Editor and how to kind of manipulate that text a little bit. So let's get on into the program here. And now I went ahead and added my outro and went into the audio off because one, I don't think I have OBS set to record audio, but plus I don't need it for this right here. Now in some of my past videos, when I make a verbal mistake and don't feel like re-recording the entire thing all over just to make that one correction, I would a lot of times just come in here and add just this type down here, this little plus mark, and click here on title, and then I'll just add that on in. So we'll click on it and it'll open up this little thing right here. Now you click here on edit text, you can come in here and you can kind of change stuff. Let's just get to a tried and true old-timey favorite, Arial Black. I don't see no reason why I go fancy for this thing. And of course, depending upon the font you're using is whether or not you can manipulate the width, make it bold, thin. Arial Black's already kind of a bold one, and there are times where you want to use it. And so let's actually make Arial Black black so we can kind of see what we got going on here. And boom. And one reason I usually like doing it this way, because I can actually grab the font itself, it's on its own frame, and I can move it around and adjust it. And you can, of course, you can adjust it up here if you want to. Then that's good. And of course, in your edit text, you got the flush left, your center, your flush right, and your justified. And let's go right here quite quick. Typing for fun. Hit OK, so you can kind of get it in place. A lot of times that's the only thing I wish there was a way where it would automatically show up as you doing it. And then, like I said, if I hit justified, it's not going to do it here. Sometimes if you hit justified, it'll give you this weird spacing. But some of the other stuff you can do. Padding, I don't really know what it is. And I never see anything made unless it's a certain type of font that it does. Positioning, of course, is like where you want to place it. That's the same thing as this positioning up here. I end up using this one a lot, but like if you don't want to, you can kind of use this one to get where you want the text to be. So like if I want the text to be centered of my monitor there. And then of course then you got your top, bottom, kind of quick alignment stuff. Now the side scrolling, or the auto scrolling I should say, it's not side scrolling, I have used, especially if you've ever paid attention to some of my warnings I have in my video, I have some text go across the bottom, and so I use this to help out sometimes. Now you can do it by actually positioning and using your little time stamps for keyframing here, keyframe stamps. But this also makes it so like when you will click is what direction you want it to go. So like if I click up, it will start at the bottom and scroll on up, like ending credits. Maybe someday I would do this, I don't know. I've thought about adding actual credits at the end, but let's say I want it off. Then of course, let's get back to the text. You got your shadow. So and you can change your shadow color, so let's give it a bit of a red. And of course your shadow angle, let's first get shadow distance. Yeah, that's going to be kind of hard to read just from this thing alone. But yeah, you have your shadow distance. Then you click here on the angle, just determines which side of the text you want the shadow on. And of course you have your softness. This makes it blurred a little bit, the hard edge, and your opacity changes it from how strong to how light you want it to be. You kind of need to make the text a little bit bigger so you can kind of see, well, actually, let's go up here to this scale. This was the one thing about doing it this way. There you can kind of see a little bit better about how the softness, that's the distance. I don't want the distance. I want the opacity that determines like how bright or how strong. You're not going to work with me right now. Now there's another way to add text. Now this way you can add text actually affects the entire video clip you got. And that's if you go up here and you go down to rendering and you add text. Now this gives you a little bit more bigger text box to work with. And so like if I want to do typing for fun, let's change the font to back to Arial Black, because that one its default is a weird one. And so we want to change it actually to black again so we can kind of see what we're doing. But if I want to, let's just change it to yellow. Let's see what yellow looks like. And of course you can do your scaling. The only thing about doing it this way is that if I used to use any of these, it affects the text and the framing. And it can be good. You can probably do the other way with nesting if you want to do some special visual effects all together. But let's see. Of course, it's got your, like the other one, your justified. Now the justified on this one actually spaces the stuff out weirdly, like where the other one for some reason didn't. But of course, your normal alignment is okay, and of course your top and bottom alignment if you want to do it that way. Again, I don't know what padding's for. Of course, your positioning. Now this is how. Now here is where you would actually want to use this versus this up here for centering and stuff. Of course, the outline. Now the outline is a feature that is nice in this case, whereas the other one, you don't really get this outline effect. So this, I may end up using this particular font for the outlining because a lot of times I just have to throw in a quick text and I want the contrast of the text in the background strong enough so you can read it. In this case, a yellow with a black outline or even a white with a black outline will create a strong enough context so you won't lose the text in any of the background. So I might end up using it this way. And of course your shadows again, and like I said earlier, it's got the same features. Oh, and like I said, the shadow and outline. So that's pretty much the same. But that's basically the main difference between those two and stuff. Let's see, because you can click here to deactivate it versus delete it. Of course, delete it as well, but versus having to delete the frame. I have not played with the other text that much. Let's see. Let's edit text right quick. I'm curious now that I'm coming in here. Let's just go yellow. Go back to, well, we could do a bold here. Let's see what a vertical angle alignment. Okay, that's the vertical alignment. I don't see no difference in the rich text versus any of the other stuff. Time code sequence. Okay, this one's got some stuff I'm gonna probably have to play around with. Oh, I see. It puts a little time code stamp. Okay, so yeah, you got where you. That's kind of cool if you want to add a time code for your video. I don't personally see a need for this unless you just want to have that for special effect. Let's see, what are the other one? I haven't really played around with some of these other ones. I only did the text and stuff. Solid. Whoa, that's just okay. That's just adding a solid bar. Don't mean that's the same thing as adding this solid color down here. In which case, I'd rather use this one than that one, personally. But that's pretty much how you can add text to your Olive video, or to your videos, again, if you want to add some little bit more information and dynamics. I stumbled across some stuff I don't know. I still don't know yet whether or not I will be using it, but it's good to know in case I do. The same thing with you. It's good to know in case you ever want to use it. Well, I hope this video was informative for some of you and you find it useful information. If you like my content, please like and subscribe and share this with anyone you think might find it interesting. Have a nice day.
Yeah.